Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2019 mid-month general readings. Welcome to everyone who's joined us here today, and welcome to any newcomers and first-timers, and welcome back to followers and subscribers. For some reason my tongue keeps tripping over itself today. This reading is for the Earth sign of Taurus for the last half of October 2019. But as many of you know, general readings can't resonate for everyone. If you know your rising and moon sign videos, watch those as well. They may play out a little more predictively for you, or just provide additional clarification from your primary sun sign video as well. With so many of you watching, they're always going to resonate a little differently, perhaps in different areas of your life. If any of you are interested in reaching out for a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the description link below, or you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more information the same day or within the first 24 hours, and scheduling is done in a pretty timely fashion too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules to get them readings as quickly as possible. So send me an email if you're interested, and we'll go from there. Yes, my background has changed. I'm off traveling again. I'm currently in Eastern Europe, in Poland. And the weather is starting to turn cold here. But today, actually right now, it's sunny. It's just quite cold. The lighting is a little odd in here. I always stay at different Airbnbs when I travel, and sometimes they're a little hit and miss. So hopefully there's not too much of a glare on the cards. All right, let's move right into this. So, Taurus, let's see what's in store for our beautiful bulls for the last half of October 2019. Okay, Taurus, we begin with the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the 8 of Wands. I am using the Gilded Tarot by artist Ciro Marchetti. Next to that, we have the World, followed by the 8 of Swords, and from the bottom of the deck, overall energy is the Hanging Man. It looks like, Taurus, a lot of you are waiting for something, or feeling like you're in limbo while you're waiting to hear back about some kind of message about long-term stability and security. Now, for some of you, that long-term stability and security may be linked to your job, work, career, money aspect of your life. For some others of you, it might be for the relationship or romantic relationship aspect of your life. But the overall energy is the Hanging Man, which can represent that you feel like you're kind of in a waiting place, a place of, you know, limbo and stasis. The Hanging Man is a card of transitional energy. It's a major arcana card, though, so it represents that whatever situation this is, it's pretty important or impactful in your life. Now, the Hanging Man is transitional, which means that typically when this card shows up, even though it's impactful energy, it doesn't tend to last for a very long period of time. He's hanging upside down in what appears to be an awkward or uncomfortable position. But one of the positive aspects of doing this, of kind of not rushing in and forcing an outcome or trying to manipulate or maneuver things, even if you want to, it's kind of taking a step back and understanding that you don't see everything that's going on right now. Divine timing orchestration is at play. There's still things going on that you can't see right now. And so resisting kind of jumping in and taking action right now represents a sacrifice on your part, but it's for a bigger gain kind of later on. And also, so this card can represent a small or a mild to moderate sacrifice now of not kind of jumping in and maybe, you know, forcing something which isn't going to work out well or might spoil things. And you can also gain kind of a different perspective while you're watching things play out as well. But, you know, it's a card that a lot of people don't like to see because it represents, you know, sometimes feeling like you're in limbo while you're waiting for something. And I can see it looks like you're waiting for messages, because we have the 10 of Pentacles clarified by the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is actually represents communication and messages. It can represent travel. For some of you, it just went very dim in here. Sorry about that. For some of you, it can represent communication about travel because Wands is fire energy, and the Eight of Wands is usually about very forward, fast-moving energy, typically communication, sometimes online, sometimes otherwise, or travel, movement, very powerful. But sometimes it can represent that you're waiting for it. It hasn't quite happened yet, because you can see that the Wands, representing the messages, the travel, the movement, have left their point of origin, but they haven't quite reached the destination yet. So they are on their way for those of you that seems like many of you are waiting. Now it clarifies the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you're waiting for, it represents long-term stability, security, and continuity, because the Ten of Pentacles tends to represent cycle completion, fulfillment, achievement, the ending. It can be ending in terms of something ending and going away, or coming to a fulfillment part where everything's kind of finally come together. Pentacles is earth energy, and it represents the things in our life, or the efforts we put into having the things in our life that make the day-to-day physical structure of our life feel safe, stable, secure, and gives us a sense of continuity. There's a strong connection to home and family here too. It can represent family home, family money, family business, family estate, inheritance, the long, slow accumulation of time and effort and history and years and other people's efforts that went into building up this sense of stability. There's a lot of history in this. And emotional things that can represent long-term, healthy, stable relationships and marriages, long-term, stable careers, family home, family business, etc. So I mean, this is a general reading, so what that Ten of Pentacles really represents, the details and specifics are going to vary, but the energy fundamentally remains the same, whether it's about waiting to hear news on retirement, waiting to hear news on an investment, waiting to hear news on the acquisition or the sale of a family home, family property. Maybe you're waiting to hear news on an inheritance or the division of assets, you know, from a division of an estate of some kind. Some of you, it might be waiting to hear messages on maybe a personal relationship going to another level, or if you've been in a personal or a romantic relationship for some time, you know, waiting to see like the outcome of something, especially if you've been going through a rocky time, waiting to see if, you know, the other person, because it feels like you're waiting on somebody else's decision. Is this going to come to fruition, or is it going to come to an end? Which is further clarified by the next two cards, the World and the Eight of Swords. So if tens represent cycle completion, sometimes the ending of things, the Ten of Pentacles is next to the World. Now the World represents, it's the last major arcana card in the tarot, the first being the Fool. He has the 0 on the top of his card. All the cards after the Fool are about his journey through life, our journey through life. Learning, changing, growing, evolving through triumph and failure as well, trial and error, until we reach the end. The World represents that a certain significant chapter or set of chapters in your life have come to an end, and you've learned and grown a lot, and now you're looking forward at a new horizon and preparing for another new journey or the next stage of something. But the World is clarified by the Eight of Swords, which represents feeling trapped and held hostage, like you're unable to free yourself or unable to make a decision to affect this happening. Now for some of you, because there's a sense of waiting for messages, waiting for movement, it looks like you're waiting for movement or messages about whether something is coming together, meaning that one part of it ends and it morphs into something else, or whether something is actually coming to a completion, and whether you're going to be gaining or losing something, and feeling like in this interim period that you're kind of stuck and that you can't make any decisions or changes. So I'm going to actually pull a clarifying card for the Hanging Man. Two. We have the Two of Cups. Right behind it is the Moon, and right behind that is the Ten of Cups. So for many of you, this may be a decision that has to do with your home and family. It might be a long-term marriage. Maybe you've been through some rocky times or something has happened. It could be some of you are unclear as to whether maybe this marriage is going to be coming to an end. For some of you, because the Ten of Pentacles can represent family home, family money, family business, family estate, and we have the Happy Home card, some of you, it might be around the structure of the house itself. Are you trying to make up your mind whether to sell a family home or family business, or you're waiting to hear news on that, or you're waiting to hear news about an inheritance or a division of assets somehow that's going to make a significant effect on you, your significant other, your home life, etc., and feeling very kind of trapped and held hostage in the meantime. So let's pull Because I feel quite strongly you're waiting on news and messages to come in. Let me just pull. I don't know if this is actually going to come to fruition or not in the last half of October. So let's pull some advice and guidance cards to see if there's a way that anything that you Spirit is calling you to do, or a way to make this maybe a little more palatable or endurable. Ten of Wands, and right behind it is the Two of Wands, and right behind that is the Six of Wands. I like to see that. So this is Spirit's message to you. It is coming to an end. I mean, you have three tens: the Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and you also have the World, which is an ending card. This is coming to an end. This burden is coming to an end. I'm sorry, there's like clouds moving in, and it's dimmed my room, this room very, very quickly. So the Ten of Wands represents a burden coming to an end or cycling to a close. You're just about at the tail end of this. I mean, the messages are coming. I mean, the Eight of Wands represents that the messages are coming. They just haven't come yet. And they are coming, I believe, quite quickly. They could be coming during this last 2 weeks of October or the first part of November. But they are coming to an end. Spirit really wants you to know that. I know you feel stuck at a crossroads. How do I make a decision for my best long-term goals? But then the Six of Wands is victory and triumph after a struggle, after a battle, after a challenge. You win. You're coming back. You're triumphant. There's public recognition in this as well. So I feel like for many of you, this is going to be coming to an end, and it's going to be coming to an end in a victorious way for you. Particularly those of you for whom this is an inheritance or a legal situation as well, which is going to have an effect on your home and family life as well. It looks like it's going to end up, with it working in your favor. So Taurus, that wraps up your reading for the last half of October 2019. I hope you found it helpful and useful. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below or email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November 2019 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, love, and a very happy life. And I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Bye-bye.